Welcome to Praetoria Prime. On December 20th, Reventure Consulting released a video titled, Redfin Reveals Shocking Warning. Don't buy a house until you watch this. And it shattered the illusion many still cling to. That rate cuts alone will fix the US housing market. What if the truth is far more uncomfortable and far more urgent? We were told 7 rate cuts and Kinderfed talk would be the cure for a frozen housing market. But the data keeps saying something else. Redfin reports pending home sales fell 5.8% in the 4 weeks ending December 14th, the biggest drop since early 2025, and purchase activity sits roughly 27% below pre-pandemic norms. Buyers are not showing up, not because credit magically disappeared overnight, but because list prices remain out of reach. LAR, America's second largest home builder, made the opposite bet, and the result is a one-sentence lesson in market economics. LAR cut its average net selling price by 27% over 3 years, and orders jumped 16% year over year. That is market-clearing price discovery in action, the neoclassical supply-demand point, where reservation values finally intersect supply. Cheaper financing alone wasn't creating that intersection, cheaper homes did. What the speaker got right is this causal structure. Rate cuts did not produce buyer return, therefore prices must move. The LR case, the flipper signal, the equity cushion, they all point to the same unifying concept. Buyers respond to realistic prices, not promises of cheaper credit. What the speaker missed and what deserves sharper scrutiny is the geography. National averages mask pockets where real pain is already happening and pockets that still look irrationally priced. You can't treat the market as a single thermostat. Look at the signals. Sellers in Tennessee and Texas taking $100,000 to $160,000 losses, a Nashville condo down from $650,000 to $490,000. Home flipping gross ROI plunging below 25%. A canary that flashed before the 2005-2009 collapse when flipper profits evaporated before the broader market broke. That historical parallel isn't determinative, it's a warning. Margin compression among career flippers often precedes deeper repricing because their exit price is what validates acquisition math. Yet unlike 2008, homeowner equity is an enormous buffer today, roughly $36 trillion versus $14 trillion at the prior peak, meaning a 15-20% correction would mostly redistribute unrealized gains, not explode household balance sheets. So the stakes are paradoxical. A meaningful, visible correction would restore access and demand, but resisting price discovery keeps first-time buyers locked out and prolongs fragility. The speaker's conviction that prices need to drop instead is correct in logic and evidence, but we must also reckon with real pushback. Daryl Fairweather cautions that Lena's cuts may be an outlier, that national recovery still depends on mortgage rates, inventory, and jobs, a valid counterpoint that tempers any claim of uniform repricing. We must ask the hard questions. Why do sellers remain anchored to 2022 fantasies? Who benefits from insisting prices will hold? And who controls the silence when on the ground listings scream otherwise? President Trump himself captured the dilemma. I'm looking at it, he said, then insisted he doesn't want to knock those numbers down for current owners, even as he acknowledged the need to make it possible for young people out there and other people to buy housing. That tension is the policy knot: protect unrealized wealth or restore access. The market clearing answer is brutal but simple. Let prices discover a new equilibrium so buyers actually see homes within reach. Therefore, stop treating rate cuts as a substitute for price reality. Push for transparent, localized data so sellers and policymakers can't paper over declines, and accept that a visible correction now would likely revive demand without repeating the worst of the past. Buyers won't return unless sellers face reality. Only lower prices will revive housing demand. That's it, my friends. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. You can find more content on my Spotify and on YouTube under the handle @Praetoria Prime. Until we meet again, this was Scipio Americanus of Praetoria Prime News.